I thought I heard. I get like really random pictures in my Skype, and I actually used to collect the photos and put them into like a separate file, and then before I would block the person, I would send them the whole file of photos back. And I just stopped even doing that. I just stopped going into my Skype, period. Let's see if I can get somebody here. Somebody wants to talk with me, right? Somebody wants to pray with me.
Trial.
Hello?
Oh.
Okay, Jacob, I'm trying to call you on Skype. I feel like who's that? Lily Tomlin. I'm thinking of her with the switchboard operator. One ring, two ring, please. Somebody pick up. No, I can't. Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Hi, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Great. Oh my gosh. Welcome to the Porthole to Justice.
Sorry about that. I had a problem there getting my Skype settings back to where they used to be.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
that was totally my fault.
I don't know what's going on with Jacklyn tonight. But yeah, welcome to the show. Did you happen to watch the short, brief trailer of Girl Next?
I have not seen it. I got to check that out. I make a point to try and find out about everything that Zeph's doing. That's like something like that, Mm-hmm. I saw Society a few years ago, and that's really something. That's got to be one of the most important movies ever made.
Really?
Yeah.
I watched it. I think you can watch it on YouTube. But I think now, like, it's more relevant now than it probably was when it was originally made. Just because, it's more, the subject matter is more out there, Whereas before...
Yeah, I know when Eyes Wide Shut came out, that a lot of people watched that and thought, well, this is just crazy. And that was 1999. Now, what was Society, like 1984 or 1989? What was it?
Yeah.
So Zeph was really ahead of the public consciousns.
Yeah, he's just like, his mind is just like this free flow of like consciousness that just flows out of him always, and it's just I love it. It's I don't know, I just never get tired of listening to him talk and just whatever he's talking about on his show.
His voice has healing powers.
It does, right? Okay, I'm trying to talk to Jacklyn right now. You can join us on Skype. Just call us when you get online. So, I want to talk a little bit. Okay, I know what I wanted to talk about a little bit. I was mentioning it to, okay, that keeps interrupting the podcast. The censorship on Facebook is out of control.
It's unbelievable. They have a special group just dedicated to people complaining about it on Facebook.
Well, everybody just keeps complaining about it, but what if we start like a petition or something to have them regulated by the FCC? Yeah,
that's the kind of thing that would make sense. But, I think Alex Jones said the other day that this is working out for Trump because really it's just, ticking people off more than anything. And it's going to be a lot of help for Trump if they can get past the vote fraud.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Well, I think that people will be voting for Trump just to get away from the Democrat censorship and things like that, and the baby killing and all of it. I think in the frivolous impeachment that they just passed the other day. So it's terrible, but and the other thing that has to happen is people have to start making their own websites for this because we can't rely on Facebook, we can't rely on YouTube. They're kind of turned into dumpsters of the internet.
And everybody's on. That's like the central. That's like the central place where, I'm used to it because of the format. I've been using it for so long. I've tried other sites and I'm on other sites, but it just seems to me like if they're hosting business sites and they're, the headquarters for Facebook is located in Northern California, that would be in the jurisdiction of the FCC, right? Or the FTC.
Well, it'd be better for them to be doing things in California because, we have this situation that goes all the way back to the post office. I mean, I don't know if we want to get into due process too much, but, back in the 1700s, the big communication platform was the post office, and they have special privileges in the law because they're, federal power. They're even separate from the Commerce Clause, but
what about the phone? What about even the phone companies?
Well, yeah, the telephones and all this stuff that the FCC does, a lot of the old precedents that establish the jurisdiction, they come out of postmaster cases and railroad telegraph cases and railroad interstate commerce commission cases. So, yeah, I mean, that's how you pave the way for the constitutional due process and all of that. So all this can be regulated, and it is regulated already because they're given special privileges to Facebook. I mean, Facebook has immunity has that section, section 230 immunity from defamation? Because they're just like a independent, they're just like the phone company, they say, out of one side of their mouth, and then out of the other side of the mouth, they say that you can't control that they can exercise editorial control over everything. So it's totally inconsistent. It's the Communications Act, Section 230, I think, and there's just it's the kind of problem where when nobody wants a solution who's in power, I guess we're not going to see one anytime soon. They had that big summit about it, in July? Was it last July? They had a big summit about that at the White House, and we never saw anything come of it.
We need to have another one because I've noticed personally that it's gotten worse ever since I was researching for a minute there about the protesters in China. They were getting murdered, and all of a sudden all the content I was putting it in social media news network, and all the content was being removed. Like, the links were just disappearing right and left. And it was like after that, I think I got shadow banned.
Yeah, I bet we're all probably being shadow banned to some extent or another.
Yeah.
China, I think, is the model for the globalist system, and they're trying to push it on the United States. Like, we're just going to sit down and take it.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to find out something different. I was looking the other day into something that was about MK Ultra. It was put out by someone who calls herself Esoteric Kitten, and that whole thing, it just got parts of it are getting wiped out by claims being made against it, and it's just disappearing videos on YouTube. What can you do about it? It's been there since like 2009, and you can't pull it up anymore.
I thought they took her channel down.
Yeah, they took the first one down, but there was a second one, and some of it is still up.
Yeah, she has some good content on the MK Ultra.
Yeah, there's no doubt that's really interesting. She had some things there on Corey Feldman. I had some things on a lot of people.
I've kind of like, now I'm looking into this Project Artichoke. I've been kind of looking into that, which is, you know, there's a lot more going on with the biological weapons and biowarfare and the targeting. You know, they don't really need to use, I think, MK Ultra anymore like they used to. I mean, I'm sure they still do to a certain extent, but, you know, they have this stuff called black goo, which is programmable matter, and then they have like the nanotechnology, and they're constantly spraying us with chemtrails, and God knows what is in that, you know. But all of this stuff builds up in our bodies, and, you know, it's in our food, and it can be remotely accessed, especially like the nanotechnology and the heavy metals that they put in the vaccines and stuff like that. So I've been kind of looking into all that stuff, and yeah, pretty trippy, especially the tattoo ink, because you think, like, you know, you see the tattoo ink nowadays, it's not like the organic tattoo ink, you know, that was octopus, you know, the octopus ink. It's like you can scan your iPhone over these tattoos, and, you know, they can be accessed by your iPhone or, you know, your technology. So, yeah, it's kind of scary if you think about, like, you really sit and think about it.
Have you heard that Alex Jones is working on a story about indigent people in Austin being offered chips in their hands?
I read a little bit about that, but I don't know. Like, you know, I haven't read too much on it, to be honest with you. I don't know about the chips that they're putting in the brain and all of that. That's kind of creepy.
Yeah, there's the hand chip and there's the brain chip. They're either trying to fulfill or at least do a parody of these things in the Book of Revelation. That's what I would say. Oh gosh, what was the name of that? If you can pull up my Facebook page, you can probably do it faster than I can. I posted a thing the other day. I think it was Truthstream Media. They did a spot on this brain chip thing that Elon Musk is involved in. Elon Musk, man, oh man, he's got, you know, you can just look into his eyes and tell something isn't right there.
Yeah.
I think he's on, I don't know what he's on, some kind of designer drug maybe. Mm-hmm. It's weird. I can tell you, I'm not going to let people put wires into my brain.
Why not? You can be hooked up to the computer all day, all the time.